Ta-da. Okay, so where did we leave off? Good question. Well, I mean, it's the only question, isn't it? Am I plugged in? Is all me levels going? Yes. Is it this guy? Yes, it is. Okay. Sometimes, so I'm streaming from my Framework laptop. You can tell because it's got a funny shaped screen. 3x2. That's why there's a like black this side. But so this is the IBIS tool that I'm working on that I have decided to resurrect. It is I mean, if you just watch me use it for a while, you can kind of get a sense of what it is and what it's for and what I'm doing. Well, I was using it yesterday, just filling out this content, and I broke for, I guess, like, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes to basically fix the concept interface. So I don't know if you're familiar with SCOS. SCOS is simple, not anything simple. It's like SMTP, right? Like, it's not simple, but it is. I mean, I guess it could be more complex, but anyway. So SCOS is a way to do concepts and like thesauri, like so you can define concepts in terms of broader and narrower. So if I click on that, for example, a blob is a more generic concept than a file, so it's related by the semantic relation, and you can see it lights up when I like hover over that. And so the idea is you've got SCOS to express just ordinary concepts. And then you've got this other vocabulary that I made called IBIS. And IBIS is something that comes from I guess the late 60s, early 1970s. Guy named Riddle is at the center of it. I mean, there have been other people in the orbit of that. Riddle, turns out, was big in the design methods movement in the 70s and 80s, I think. I think that was when it was. Bruce Archer, Christopher Alexander was. Riddle and Alexander worked together at Berkeley. Anyway, he came up with this, and I mean he plus his colleagues. There were certain different ones at certain different times. Came up with this thing called IBIS, issue-based information system. And an issue-based information system, well, let's start with the original prompt here. Let's try to find it. Just for the record, for the point of, this is probably it. No, that's the document. So this is probably it. Yes. This force-directed visualization, I don't love it, and it is not long for this world. But it's what I got for now, because what it had before was awful and unusable. But this is borderline usable. At least you can see everything on the screen at once. The other one you couldn't. And you can kind of get a sense of like the depth of the structure, which the other one you couldn't. So, yeah, I'm going to just... So yesterday, I believe it was, before I went on to the update the SCOS interface, I started off with this prompt that just from a tweet that I wrote yesterday that was that just said like organizations are well, I mean, it said a few other things, but in this case, it was, it's, organizations are absent-minded and forgetful things. And so this is an issue, right? This is a thing in the world. This is a state of affairs that we want to be able to do something about. Like, presumably, we want to make the organizations less absent-minded and less forgetful. In fact, we could even respond to that, and we could say, so a position is kind of like a value statement. So this is kind of interesting, like the fact that an issue is even in here, like the fact that it's coded as an issue is kind of the value statement. So in a way, you're like balancing the prose and the formal specification. Like this IBIS is a form of structured argumentation. There's three kinds of entities. There's issues, positions, and arguments. And an issue is like a thing in the world that you want to do something about. A position is what you want to do about it, like a specific proposed solution. And then arguments are why or why not. And we don't have any arguments on the page here right now, but we'll get some. So the response here is a position. The position would say something like, if organizations would be more effective if they were less. So that's like an opinion. So this is like the thing is like a position is we could just say like make less absent. So where did that go? Oh yeah, it's lit up. Oh, actually no, it's not there because of the caching that I discovered yesterday. Is it there now? I really gotta fix that. Actually, you know what I can do? I can pop up in the inspector, go to network, reload it. Where are you, little fucker? I'll just reload you. How do you do that? Like this. Boop, boop, boom. I don't see if modified since in there. Oh, whatever. Let's try loading it now. Come on, you little bastard. Yeah, that has to be fixed. I wonder if I turned off the if mod. Huh. Whatever. Anyway. Well, if I have to turn off caching, I've got to frickin' dig stuff out. I'm not going to do that right now. So let's just pretend the node is there. It will show up eventually because, but. I think I know why. Let's just see something. Oh, here, over there. Just a minute. Yeah. So what it does is it caches the entire graph. P.S. This Perl version, not long for this world. I started working on this like nine entire years ago. And almost to the day, I remember it was October of like 2013 that I started working on the tool part. The vocab has been around for longer than that, like at least another year. I can't remember when exactly I started the IBIS vocabulary, but yeah, it was at least another year on top of that. It's interesting. I gotta say, I gotta love this like stream multiplexing shtick I have going on right now. I'm very proud of myself for that. Okay, anyway, I'm getting distracted. I need to... turn the model. Yeah. So, what we do is we go and we look... oh, we got it over here. Duh. Post. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what's going on. So we'll just go like this. Actually, do it here. You know what? Let's just bump a version because that should fix it. You know what? Let's just get this out of the way because I wonder, you know, actually, so I have the terminal on another computer, so let me just do that. And then I'll finish my thought. What was my thought again? Anyway, I'm kind of loving this green screen setup, even though it's huge. The camera or the focal length on the Framework laptop camera, which the camera's pretty decent, I gotta say. But the it's such a wide angle lens that you can see actually there's like I have to have the green screen so close to me and it goes so far up and it's like almost not enough. And the right to left is like almost not enough. It's like just where it is right now is like just good enough to occlude the rest of the room. Are we done? Okay, there. I don't know why it does that. It just sits there. So we gotta rsync that over. We gotta go here. Yeah. And then we pop D, ZXF. Ooh. 13. HD and IBIS. I'll be right with you. CP-A, Perl make file.pl and make install. Oh, Pearl, 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 you whirl. Pearl. Pearl served me well. 20 years, 1997 to 2017 with my daily driver. Anyway, let's just go back to this. Now I gotta find it. Figure out where that was. 1224807. Nope. Okay. Now it should show. Or not. Now it should show. Now I'm beginning to think it's not. Am I on the right? Yeah. The problem with this is like also. Okay, let's go back to organizations. Oh, no, no. No, wait. This should have a guy on it. What just happened there? Spooky action. It does show up eventually. What's this? Let's go to the overview for a second. It's in there. Unless I didn't. Oh. Yeah. How bizarre. Okay, I'm not going to sweat it right now. It's obviously, it's a problem, but it's a bizarre problem. Okay, you know what? We're going to inspect this one more time and we're going to look. Watch it like work now. Turtle cached. What if I just did disable cache? There it is. Oh yeah, I did fit those two things together. I did that yesterday. Oh yeah, there is an argument. So this should be the root. Yeah, or root. Hey, where'd my halo come from? Oh, you know what? It's probably because it's light out now. Let's try. That's a little bit better. Is that as dark, deep, as dank as you go there, bud? Oh. Okay. Back to the actual thing that I was doing. All right. Gotta do something with it. Is this like too much or not enough? Okay, well now that's bugging me. Okay, let's see where the sausage is made. Excuse me. Excuse you. What is this? Does that do anything? No. Turn this up a little bit. Come on, little buddy. Oh, are we doing this? Fuck. Now I'm disappearing. Let's try 425. Better than nothing. You can see though, like how wide angle the thingamajig is. All right. Let's see if this cooperates now. Like, let's see if this actually. That's really weird. It should just not cache. Okay, what if I ran network and then is cache still disabled? Just turn that off. I should just leave it on. Turn it off. Yeah. Whatever. We'll fiddle around with it. Well, this is in development still. I'm calling it. Okay. So with the root, which you can this is why the force directed one sucks, by the way, is because I'm on the root right now. Can you tell? Sounds like the morning shouter is outside. One of the many morning shouters, I should say. Okay. So, we're going to sort of do a little phenomenology here about what the fuck is wrong with organizations. Organizations are constantly misplacing useful information. Oh no, this isn't the root. What am I saying? This must be it. No. This is it. No. You know what? The like the visualization is not. This is it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Navigating it this, I've got a better idea for a representation of it. Maybe I'll do that this weekend. That would be nice. So we got the response to that says make organizations less kind of interesting. It's going to work like that. Yeah, well, we can fuck with it. Okay, this one's not interesting. We'll get back to that, actually. So, organizations. Actually, what we can do, we can go to this. We can connect the existing. Hey, suggest. I'm going to leave that off. Even if it's going to be slower. This is just like totally not right. Why would it do that, right? Like, the way that, so first of all, the instance has a snapshot based on the host name. That's what the RDF cache thing is. Where is it? Yeah. So you get the graph name, you get the host name, you put the model in there. It generates a new one and then returns it. And if the reset, so this will, yeah. So then I went and I said 1, so that is says reset. So when it goes to dump, it gets all the dates out. That's where it gets the last modified guy from. And then it serializes it. Or it returns. Unless I fucked up the logic in that. Okay, wait a minute. If modified since. Did I do that? Is that what that is? Is that what I did? IMS is if modified since. Okay. Dates -1 should be the yeah, okay, so if IMS, if modified since, is greater than, and this is, yeah, that is, so this, what this does is just creates a bunch of date times from the literals. Yeah. And then you include the last modified. Anyways. So when we go to this, we'll reload. Actually, we'll disable the cache again and reload. It's not too terrible. It's just... So let's look at the... Come on. Request headers. Oh, you got private no cache, but you got a last modified on there. 11:45:38 GMT. I'm going to assume. No. Didn't I just? No, I didn't. What am I saying? So if we turn this off again, what's it going to say? You're cached. But it's not a 304. I mean, I could just do something really brutal and put like an expires header on there. I'm not going to fuck with it though because I don't want to have to compile another friggin' thing and redo all that. I'm not going to. If this thing really bothers me, you know what? I'll just turn off the cache. It's not that slow. But that's really weird though. Like, there's no cache parameters. Like there's no, I mean, there's no E tag, which would be annoying to make anyway. Anyway. All right. What's this? Oh, shut up. There's so much spam, like, I mean, just in general. I saw something on Twitter. It was like somebody was joking about the Dick's Sporting Goods emails that are getting through the Gmail spam filters that are like, 2005 vintage kind of bullshit. It's kind of like, why is spam from 17 years ago making it through? Okay. Where have you been? Where's my phone? Phony baloney. So many icons. All right. Like the green is only slight. I have like a perceptual palette on here. I mean, it's using perceptual palette. Don't know if I love that green. The like lime one. That's supposed to signify instance of a concept, although I don't know if I like that relation. It's like, I think it's just DCT references. DCT subject, I don't know, one of those. So, going back to it. So these are actually not connected in any way. Much of an organization's institutional memory can be found in documents. Well, we can just go like, actually this was the connection. We can just, this I have to fix for the concept thing. Did I not disable caching? Yeah. Okay, that's going to continue to annoy me. So that was the other sort of core thing. So one, where did we start here? Is this guy? Yeah. So one is organizations are absent-minded. And the other one was to do with documents. So you can see there's sort of like a thesis forming, right? This, I feel like it should be a concept rather than an issue. All like issues, positions, and arguments are subclasses of concepts. Just sort of looking at the stream here. When I have caching off, like straight up fully off, this is the thing that can. Oh wait, are you actually working now? No. No, you're just fucking hiding. Yeah, when I had caching completely off, this updated fine. So I don't know what the deal is. So, well, this is clearly make information easier to find. Misplacing. Though this generalizes organizations continually losing. This is going to generalize the staffer. Really annoying. Does that only work when I have that open? Yes. Okay. You know what else we're gonna do? This is I don't feel like do I really want to get into this right now? No, I do not. We'll just have to open that and refresh it if it's. That's really an. Okay. But we can sort of see we're starting to form a shape here. I mean, it's a hairball because it's force directed, but organizations are absent-minded and forgetful things. Okay. Organizations are constantly misplacing useful information. Organizations are continually getting into bed. Right. How does it make things worse? Oops. Shit. So how does it make things worse? Vendors can suggest. Vendors can go out of business or retire. Product. Whew. Go to business or retire. I'm really kind of mad that that's not there. Yeah. All right. Vendors can go out of business or retire the product. Vendors can get hacked. I mean, you can get hacked. Vendors can... Catastrophic. God, learn to type. Incur. I mean, all of this can happen to you, so, I mean... And we'll get there, right? Oh, it is now. Okay. It's like cooperating. Oh, I am sore because I've been swimming. Oh, yeah, there we go. That was my fingers, not my neck. Okay, Venice can get hacked. Venice can go to business or retire. Vendors can incur a catastrophic. Oh, God, did you not finish the sentence? You know what is the poster child for this is Magnolia. I don't know if you remember that. That. Go. Oop. Where is it? Where is it? I always get mixed up. I'm using friggin'... Here we go. I'm using EXWM, and I have just like tabs upon tabs upon tabs, and I just sometimes like get the freaking navigation paradigm mixed up. So it's like, you know, I've got the virtual desktops, I've got like Emacs windows, I've got screen, I've got yeah, just browser tabs. I know like Buddy, the system crafters guy, says he disables browser tabs and just has like windows. I don't know how I feel about that, but he says he does it so that he's got like one less navigation paradigm to keep track of. Anyway. So these are all ways that like the vendors can fuck up. But then there's also like, these are all ways like that are just catastrophic, right? Like, but there's also like, how else can a vendor be bad? Vendors may Vendors may limit access to data or mediate or otherwise only sorry, I got my woman over here. On the chatternets. She just woke up. Somebody sleeps in until after 8. I don't, because I'm freaking cursed. Wake up at 6 in the freaking morning every day. 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. Whether through there. Mediated interface. And then there's like another one, which is that a specialized version of this is that vendors may fail to provide a full export capability. I think I had a thing that had like categories, but actually I'm gonna do this vendor. Go back here and add the vendor. The concepts function kind of like tags. Oh. Come on. Hey. Okay. Oops. Okay. So what else about vendors? Let's just do this. And then actually, I was going to suggest another one, is that even if you even if a full export is possible, there may not be a viable destination for the exported data. Migrating away, migrating between. Oh. butterfly. Swam 4 kilometers yesterday. It was very sore. I think I'm going to stop at 9. Stop at 9. I got a call at 10. And then dude. What are we here? Yeah, okay. So migrating away from a vendor. Let me just figure out how I want to word this. Migrating away from a vendor may probably very often entails leaving a lot of data on the table. Losing access to a lot of information. Vendor. Let's put system migration here. Let's just call it migration. We can rename it later. Anyway. Let me just reset that again. I think it's like missing. Oh, yeah. So it's starting to kind of thicken up. I'm just going to suggest that. And anyway, we could say all the same things about the catastrophic backup and stuff. Although, I mean, there's kind of an externality there, right? Like, you know, if you're a principal and you get hacked, it's your ass. And like you're, you know, if you're a vendor and you're, I mean, when we say hacked, like, what do you mean, right? Like, is it a hack and leak? Is it just a full-on destruction? Is it like a secret? I mean, which I think might be potentially the most damaging is like sort of just like a secret exfiltration where you're siphoning, you know, the bad guys like siphoning data out. Anyway. So that's interesting. We just sort of made this little structure, this little island out here. But what I could say here is you can just say like a policy here is that relegate vendor relationships to sort of kind of compartmentalize and relegate enterprise vendor to certain verticals, so no single vendor has everything. We can change that later. I don't like the wording of that too much, but whatever. Hey. I mean, sort of like, okay, what I'm thinking of here is like Mailgun, for example. Um, I mean, like vendors, like the thing is like vendors are fine, you know, like you got to have relationships with, you can't do everything. I think it's sort of like when it's this like turnkey, like just like hand your business over to us kind of thing is problematic because yeah, like it's sort of like, you know, you get a company like Google where they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna kill that product, or you get like sketchy fly by night corp that's like, you know, gets owned by the friggin' APT whatever Cozy Bear. um, yeah, I want to have like annotations to this too, like that are just like they're not. I don't know. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. I think I'm gonna like dust off the like, nah. We'll get there. um. Organizations are continually losing information outright. How are they losing information outright? Go. I think this is where we'll connect the vendor really. Migrating away from the vendor. That's one of them for sure. The drop down thing, like what I want to replace that with like an auto complete. You got to remember when I started this thing, it was like slapdash. Let's get the damn thing prototype working. Like all like this thing was not intended for anything other than to like prove the underlying protocol that is like enabling the actual like state to move across the network. That's all this thing was intended to ever do. And it did that, and then I started using it, and then I was like, oh, this is actually useful. So where am I losing information outright? Well, another thing that they do, get out of here. Another thing is that various like logging and telemetry just goes in the garbage or doesn't. You know, various telemetries and logs and whatever. Or you just lost the time. I just lost the time. What's going on? Logging. And we'll put telemetry in there as well. which will be a oops. This I have to. Hey.
That's pointing off into nowhere.
Oh, that ain't right. We have found a bug. That's fine. There had to be one time. Oh. No, you're not. Okay, now you're fucking with me. That's broader. Telemetry. Oh, no, you're telemetry. I want logging. There we go. I don't know what the deal is with that, though. That's pointing off into Nowheresville. That's like totally not right. I suppose the deal is with that. A reason why that would be the case is that there actually is something there. It's just transparent because there's no fill. That's plausible. No, because the bounding box is not. It would be there. So here's the thing, is it has to be there in order for there to be an edge to draw. There has to be something. So we'll just look at that. No, dumbass. No, that's right, it doesn't. I had to like. Can you go? No, you can't. Well, I guess we're just gonna go like through the entire goddamn thing. Oh, wait a minute, that was it. No. You can do it. You gotta be in there somewhere, little bastard. There you are. Oh, interesting. It's pointing to itself. Oh, that can probably, maybe it's just an artifact from what it was. Just reload it and see what it does. Oh yeah, it's gone now. Okay. All these little distractions when you've got these tools that are kind of like, I don't want to call it unstable, but you know, if the shoe fits, right? Anyway, let's like sort of go. I really got to make a, oh, and I might do this. I might do this when I do the actual thingamajig. I might make like a node thing that's server side for generating. Oh god, that's gonna be a pain in the ass though. Unless you can do that. No. There's like way too much CSS. Like I could like pipe it through like a browser or something like that. No, 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 no. Unless I don't know, like is there like a fully headless just canvas for painting SVG on? Because the problem with this is there's like a wackadoodle. Like all of the palette is all controlled by the same, ultimately SAS but CSS file. And so the RDFA, like the images are all RDFA, and they just pick up the same, like the what's it called? Just the embedded data semantics are enough to style it, which is I think is pretty exciting, and I think like you can actually do some really, really sophisticated stuff. Just like, you've got the web app that just pumps out RDFA. That can get picked up by CSS, JavaScript, whatever. And there's enough information in there to dispatch styling or, template conditional processing on template rendering, just embedded in the information that's in there as a matter of course. And then, of course, you've got the SEO of that. And, obviously, like JSON LD is the preferred thing because RDFA is hard. But, you can always transform RDFA into JSON LD. And then just, like, keep it, you just have a variant of it. So, like, you could imagine a process by which like you've got the sort of base resource or whatever is sort of in RDFA, and then you have just a transform that just transforms that into JSON LD. You put that in a link tag in the head, and bada boom, bada bing, right? Like it's just a content negotiation, which nobody uses, which is so unfortunate. I mean, God, I've been using content negotiation in my work for like 20 entire freaking years. And I think it's frankly super interesting and powerful to be able to, you define one resource and you just say this resource is polymorphic. It could be HTML, it could be JSON, whatever. But the identity of the resource is the same, and then like depending on how you ask for it, it's kind of like, if you ask for it in an English accent, you get this. If and it'll be English, it'll be French, it'll be Chinese, whatever. That's one dimension of it, but it can also be HTML, JSON, RDF, whatever, just based on the accept header. And so, what the net effect of that is like a website could be its own API. And we don't see that, right? We see the website over here and the API over there, and then it's like there's this weird, kind of finagling. And it's like, oh, we want to do rate limiting. Well, you could do rate limiting on the regular freaking ass website, right? Like, there's really nothing, nothing stopping you from doing that. So, yeah, anyway. I digress and digress and digress. So, like, I definitely think that there is a meaningful distinction between, like, information loss and, like, information being stolen or misappropriated or what have you. Like, it's one thing to just like forget a piece of your brain on the floor. And it's another for somebody to run off with like, your collection of nudes or whatever that you don't want anybody to see. I mean, that should be freaking obvious. Where am I here? Stations. So we'll leave aside the like losing information outright and we'll go back to the misplacing. I think this has a structure that is going to be, oops. I got to change this interface too. This interface sucks. Okay, go back to the misplacing. And yeah, I think I'm gonna like, I'm gonna have like, I have a meeting at 10. So I might shut her down. It's not like anybody's watching this thing anyway. We'll do 5 more minutes. I can like make that a little bigger actually. I don't know what that was a little bigger. Yeah, whatever. Oh. You can kind of see what's going on though. Should like, oh no, it does do that. I was like, I should do the JavaScript, da da da, and like I look at it and it's like, oh, it actually does do that already. Never mind. So misplacing useful information. I think the big issue with misplacing information is documents. Like this is the thing about it, is that like information versus like a document. Let me just like get my brain going on this idea here. This should actually be attaching to losing information. All right. Oh, it does. Yeah. No, it doesn't. Yeah, no, it does. What am I saying? I'm looking right at it. Employees regularly. I'm just going to say regularly. Just going to rename that because like this kind of shit, the little refresh button and whatever, all that stuff. That's like, you know, I didn't feel like writing the JavaScript to like do the like in situ under the hood changes or whatever. I could totally see like the whole idea behind that was like I wanted, like I didn't want the moving parts. Like I wanted to be able to have something serviceable with like almost zero JavaScript. That was the sort of original plan, and the idea for that was like just like have the fewest moving parts possible so that they can be, you know, and even this, right? Like even this caching issue with this thingamajig, the visualization, is sort of emblematic of that, because it's fucking up, and I'm like, why is it messing up on us? And that wasn't a problem with the earlier just sort of static server side SVG visualization that would reflect the changes of it every time. It would operate consistently, versus this, which is sort of like, I don't know, maybe it works one day and maybe it doesn't. And again, that's like caching, because it's got to go and retrieve the thing from the server and then render it. But it seems to just not bother. Like, doesn't matter what the cache says. So, I mean, there's ways of doing that. There's like, you can do max age, and you can do. I gotta go read up on the damn HTTP cache parameter thing. That's like a lot of reading I don't feel like doing right now. I certainly wouldn't do that on stream. That's like, you think this is boring to watch? Dude. What? Continually losing information outright. What do we got? These are good scenarios. So, oh, that was the 9 a.m. bell. You know what? I think since my brain is out of ideas, I think I'm just going to call it. Yeah, enjoy your mornings.